Number 3, this one's a set builder. So this is something we probably forgot about. Now let me walk through the steps. Set builder is really easy to take once you have interval notation. Okay, so I would always start in interval notation, and you can move it to set builder after that. So first let's get the domain and range in interval notation. I'm going to write it on the side over here. So on the domain, what are the 2 points we're looking for? The furthest to the left and then the furthest to the right. Okay, so what is the furthest left on this graph? It's an arrow, right? So that means it never stops, right? So what would the value, what should I write if it's never? So if it's going to the left, is that positive or negative? Because that, yes, that matters. So negative infinity, right? Because it doesn't make sense to say your furthest left point is positive infinity, right? The furthest left point is negative infinity, okay? And we use parentheses because infinity is not an actual point that you can touch. It's an idea, pretty much. So, comma, and what is the next value? 4, because the furthest right x value is going to be this 4 right there. And parentheses because it's open circle. So now for the range, what's the range going to be? Up and down, but in what order? Down to up, yeah. So down to up. Do not put the up and the down. Okay. So what's my lowest point then? Negative 1. And should I use parentheses or a bracket? Parentheses. Comma. Now what's my highest point here going to be? Does that make sense to say that your highest point is negative infinity? It's infinity, right? Because now we're thinking down and up, right? And so going upwards is positive infinity. Okay, so that's interval notation. That's not what the question was asking. That's just to set us up for answers because it's very easy to write our answers once we have that. So set builder notation, you're going to start with the squiggly bracket thing. I don't know what that's actually called. Then domain is x, so we put an x. Okay, that's saying the set of all x such that, so you put the line right here, boom. And then it's always going to be that first value that you wrote, which is negative infinity. Then a less than sign. Do not put greater than signs. Less than sign, then x, then less than, then the second value. And then close it. Wow, that's garbage. So the only thing you need to look out for is, am I going to use less than or am I going to use less than or equal to? Okay? And the time that you use the equal to is when you have a bracket. But notice we only have parentheses, right? So that's why we just use the less than sign. We're not using the equals to. Okay? So then can somebody tell me what I would write for my range in set builder then? Squiggly bracket. Let's write. And then? Y. That's just a line. It's just to separate, yeah? And then? Right? Just like this? Yeah. That's right. And that's how you would do it. So if one of these, though, were a bracket right then, we'd be using the less than or equal to sign. But the first time that we did this unit, right, a lot of people, or some, not a lot, some people were doing like, you know, like this inside. They were putting like -1 less than y greater than. Do not do that. It's always facing the same way, okay?